Well, look, I'll just be straight with everyone. I'll tell you the brief I've got from the board. The brief I've got from the board is to reinvent this British icon for the next generations. That's my brief. That's what I'm totally razor focused on. And I suspect Terry is as well. But I mean, Terry can definitely speak for himself, but I know we're being chit-chatting about it. I think in terms of the workforce, I mentioned it earlier on, we have trust at the doorstep. We need trusted relationships everywhere we have within the organization. And I'm personally very, very proud that we have some of, if not in most cases, the best conditions in town. And I think we should be really, really proud of that. So Ricky, the answer to the question is, overall, my absolute fixated focus during my time here, which I expect to be long and successful, with thanks for everyone that's on this call, is to reinvent this British icon for the next generations, have trusted relationships everywhere, and for us all to be proud of wearing the badge and working for a company that has some of, if not the best conditions in town. I think that would be great.
Well, it starts with leadership, which is why we're doing this tonight. It starts with a message from us that this is different. This is just the start of something that will keep going. So different forms of this survey, if we had to come to certain areas, if we had to do it on a quarterly basis with a lot less questions, we know it's essential that we do this. So some people would have approached it a different way in the past. They would have said it's essential that we get this piece of technology in. It's essential, whatever, it doesn't matter that we change the job or everyone's on late or whatever. It's all that, but nothing is possible. Nothing is possible from a positive perspective and people embracing stuff unless you get people in the right place, unless you've got the right culture. You've just got to think about someone you trust. And if they say something to you, you're not automatically thinking, hello, what are they after? What are they saying that? When you don't trust someone, it just breeds negativity and resistance to things we want to do. It's really important that our workplaces feel that they've got autonomy on a daily basis to work together and deal with the problems and the solutions, not someone in some building in London or anyone else and the computer says this. Those people are facing daily challenges. They have done during this pandemic. And we know if we get the right relationships, they can do that. That is far stronger than anything else. Then when we have to bring in new technology or new ways of working or whatever, it's a different conversation. It's a problem-solving conversation. It's looking for a solution in the right way. And if you do that and you can pull off this trick and mutual interest going forward, you watch us go, Royal Mail. You watch us go, and our members and the people of this country will benefit from that, absolutely.
And look, the other thing I would say is that, look, it's the old thing, isn't it? People do not forget how you've made them feel. They might forget what you've said. And I do acknowledge that there is some scar tissue around the place. I think the atmosphere over the last period of time has probably not been the best. And I'm sure some of us have said some things to each other that we might regret and are probably not terribly being forgotten. But we need to acknowledge that. We need to acknowledge it takes a period of time for that repair to come. But it's just not optional. Terry mentioned, Terry and I have been doing some listening groups recently. And one thing that we hear totally consistently is that during the pandemic, we have actually found a way to work together, everybody, in an absolutely brilliant way against some extraordinary circumstances. And we just need to keep that going. And when I go out and about, and I'm out and about a lot, I have to say that I think people are relieved that we've got this agreement in many cases. Personally, I'm really excited about it, but I understand there's a lot of people are relieved. And I think we're now starting to get some momentum. But I think what I said at the start is probably the key thing of what I've said, is that having trusted relationships everywhere, whether it's senior managers in the CWU or whoever else it might be, it's just not optional. It needs to happen.
And shareholders and anyone else watching, we've got to make people feel that this is something special, and they're investing their money in something special. By investing in us, it's making them look better. By customers using us, it's making them look better. It's making their product look better, because we are Royal Mail. And we've got a proud army of postal workers out there on the street, loved by the public. This is the real time to big it up. But we can't do that if the culture's no good. We can't do that if people don't trust each other and can't work together. That's why this is serious, because it is key to everything else we want to do. We've got to get this right, and we are determined to do it. And anyone listening, if you're talking to someone in work tomorrow, one of your mates, this is no different when we're putting all our energy into a ballot in bad times. We now need all the same energy into this. Tell them to fill this in, because this isn't a one-off that's just going to go into a cupboard and get ignored. This is going to be the start of something. And if you want to tell us something good or bad, you're not going to get exposed as an individual. You fill that in and make sure we know about it, because it's the only way we can take the business forward.
Right. So if we do the survey, we don't change, then you're well within your rights to hold us to account and ask us why. I'm cool with that, because I know we're going to do something with it. And by the way, we're doing this together. So, it's myself, it's Terry and the team, it's Michelle and the team at Unite as well. So the proof will always be in the pudding, as they say. I can understand why people might historically have felt they've said things and it hasn't gone anywhere. I have to say, I've got a totally different point of view. And by the way, in terms of my own agenda, and you can certainly ask my team, they will tell you that the top of my agenda is trust. Trust everywhere. We have trust on the doorstep. It's crazy that we don't have trust everywhere. And when we get that trust, and I think Terry said it very, very well, then competition, look out. Because we already got some fantastic advantages. Imagine what it would be like when we're all really pulling in the same direction to really win. And trust will be the great unlock in making sure that we reinvent this British icon for the next generations.